tangent of theta equals, well, that's opposite over adjacent. So that's 5 over 3. That means inverse tangent of 5 over 3 is theta, and theta is what I plug into my calculator. Or not what I plug it, but what I get when I plug this into my calculator. 59.036 degrees. So there we go. So now I can go back to this stuff. So I'll draw this. I have FBDY. I already know what that is. I have this angle, which was 59.036. 59.036. And I want to figure out this, which is FBD. So, well, here's my triangle. I have this. Maybe I should change that. And I would use, well, adjacent and hypotenuse. That's cosine. So cosine of 59.036 equals adjacent, 21.923, over the hypotenuse. And I'll switch those and then put it in my calculator. So switch them, and then FBD. This is so tedious. And I get 42.611 newtons. Cool. So that's FBD. I'll write that down. Oh, we got to decide, was that in compression or tension? Well, this is pointing down. This means this has to be pointing upwards. It's pulling, so that's in under tension. So there we go there. And now I need this. But look at this. We have a y or an x component pointing that way, so that means this must be pointing that way, and this have to be the same because they're the only two x direction forces. So I know that FBDX has to equal, what is this? FDE. So I'll write that. I know that just from my free body diagram right here. So let's just find that. And I'm going to be using the same triangle. So I'll draw that triangle again. So I have 59.036 degrees. This was 21.923 newtons, and I want to find that, which is FBDX, but that's the same as FDE. So FBDX, that's what I want to find. Well, that's just tangent again. So tangent of 59.036. That has to equal opposite over adjacent. I'll multiply both sides by the 21.923. And so that'll cancel out. And then FBDX will be, I'll just do it in my calculator, 36.538. 36.538 newtons. But that means FBDX, that's the same as FDE. So we're good there. FDE. Moving right along. So let me write that one down. FDE. And is it in compression or tension? Well, if this is pointing to the left, that means there and there, so it's pushing, so this is under compression. So I'll write under compression here. Now what? Well, that takes care of joint D. Ooh, that's quite a bit of work. So I'll box that off, not to get it confused with any other work. That's ugly. Okay. There we go for joint D, moving right along. I know that this force, That's 0, so there's nothing there. I guess the next thing I want to do is maybe work on joint E, because I know the directions, I guess, right? I guess. I could work on joint C, but I'm going to do joint E. Where do I have room? Over here, I guess. Joint E, what does that look like? I know what that is. I don't know, and I don't know. Is that all? No, it's not all, because I have 45 there. 45 newtons. So here, this should also be like this. Oh, interesting, interesting. So, this is 45. Maybe I can't do stuff on this. I don't know. Let's see. That was DE. DE was 36.538. So, let's think. The only other X component force is this one. And that's what? F EC in the X direction. So this is F EC in the X direction. And that has to be the same as that, because those are the only two X direction forces. F EC, or CE, FCE in the X direction. Okay. So FCE in the X direction has to be 36.538 newtons. Well, if I find that angle, I can find FCE. So let's find that angle. That angle will be the same as that angle. So I'll find that. Remember, it's going to be a little bit different than what the picture says, because it's really not 31. So let's find that angle by drawing a triangle. How do I draw my triangle? Well, there's this. This is 4.75 inches. This is still 3 inches. So to find that angle, I'm going to call it theta 2. And then that would be tangent, right? Tangent of theta 2. That equals opposite over adjacent, 3 over 4.75. That means I can use inverse tangent of 3 over 4.75, and that gives me theta 2. So theta 2 equals 32.276 degrees. Now I'm going to use that with this triangle to figure out FCE. So that's great. I'll draw that triangle. There's the y component, that's FCE in the y direction. There's FCE. And the x direction I already know to be 36.538. And the angle, I just figured that out, that was 32.276. Okay, so if I want to figure out FCE, I use adjacent and hypotenuse, that's cosine. So cosine of 32.276. That has to equal adjacent over